Hey, so I usually don't do content like this, and sometimes I'm one to think that it's a little corny to cry on social media. But at times, when people share the things that they're feeling and what they're going through, I can relate and I sympathize with people. And that's not what I'm doing this for. I just, I don't know. I feel like there's no other place for me to express how I'm feeling. So this is the place. Uh, yeah, so I was gonna get ready to sing a few songs and promote some music. And I don't know, I was just like having a hard time just like getting all my stuff together. Like I prepped as much as I could yesterday, and like there was like little stuff that didn't really matter that was irritating me. Like I have metallic rose gold markers and gold and silver markers, and I wanted to use that on the CDs, and I can't find those markers, but I had a Sharpie, like a regular black permanent marker, so I just used that. And like I'm trying to get like my equipment stuff together, and I just like realized because I was gonna try to like live stream at the same time, but I need my phone to play the music, and so it's just like little stuff like that. And I know they say like, don't show your weaknesses or whatever, but like, you know, I guess that's like no one's perfect, and I'm just trying my best to figure this out. But I don't know. Like, and I feel like even in me saying that, like, it's like, okay, that's not that serious. But I don't know. I just like felt like overwhelmed. Um and just like I don't know, I guess I just like felt like all the things all at once. Um because I'm out here by myself aside from Angie, who's sleeping right now, and she probably needs to eat in a little bit. And like I know that there's people who I know there's people rooting for me. I feel like for the first time in a long time, like I really felt like alone in the world. And the thing is like I've gotten used to it and I'm okay with like being on my own and like just figuring things out by myself. And I know that like there's people who help along the way, and I'm very grateful for that. But I'm really like doing this on my own. And I think for the first time, like it just really hit me like, well, that's not true. Like I think for a long time, a lot of the issues in my life has made me feel anger. And now for the first time I felt like sadness. And I really don't feel sad about a lot of stuff. I just kind of like keep it pushing. I'm just like, whatever, such is life. It is what it is, you know? But and I was just thinking about that because like I'm in the same like area I was in where I was filming for Mother's Day. And I didn't spend time with my mom for Mother's Day. Because I chose to sacrifice that time to put me first and focus on my goals and my dreams. And and I know like under normal circumstances, like my family would be there for me. But I understand that they can't always be there. and there are things that I have to figure out on my own. And I'm like, I'm strong enough to do it. Like, I'm gonna figure it out. No, I don't know. I was just like, just feeling all the feels, um, of just like, just trying to figure this out, like financially, um, putting this like performance together, like what songs I'm gonna sing, like how I'm feeling, and then also like just trying to like regulate my emotions on top of like physical things. That's just like irritating to deal with. And and I'm like trying not to cry because it's cloudy and it looked like the sun was gonna come out a little bit. So I'm like intentionally trying to like regulate my emotions. So I can get out here before it rains, or hopefully it doesn't rain. Still trying to figure that whole thing out. Um and Yeah, I don't know. I was just like overwhelmed about a lot of things. Just like my life situation and relationships in my life, and deciphering and having discernment about like what's real, what's not, what to take seriously, who's real, who's not. Um and knowing that there's people who support me, but then also discerning like is it really support, is it not, like, and just having to like navigate all those things, like, and it's a lot. It's um it's a lot to deal with. And I was just thinking like it's Sunday, and like in a perfect world I was just thinking like I would love to have like one of those like classic black Sundays of just like soul food at grandma's house. And I had to um figure out how to be my own grandma, and learn to make soul food, like collard greens and mac and cheese, and candy yams and stuff like that. And I was just like, that would be really good right now. It'd be really good to have some like comfort food, and just like, I mean, and the thing is like I've never felt close with any of my grandmothers like that. I mean, at one point, one of my grandmothers for a short period of time in my life when I was really young. And, I remember like my nana, who my mom stayed with for a period of time. I remember her soul food was amazing. And she like looked after like everybody's kids. But I never really had like a close connection with her. But I just remember her like I never disliked her. I never felt like off about her. Like I always felt like she um had loving intentions. And I just remember like a Sunday like being at her house eating mac and cheese, collard greens, chicken and rice, and I was just like, it's like one of those days where I just like wish I was like I don't even need to be at somebody else's house and have them cooking for me, but just like be at my own house and like make those things and just like have like a like soul food Sunday, kind of like soul food, like the movie. Um, but like by myself. Like I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool like having, you know, that on my own. Um, but I don't know. I just like felt like for like the first time, just like on my own, like for real. And I have been for a while, for a long time. But I don't know, for whatever reason, it just really like I don't know. The feeling was a little bit overwhelming. On top of just like everything that I'm dealing with, and just trying my best to just like put it all together and figure it out and like heal myself and like keep a steady head on my shoulders and not be so like enraged by everything, even though I feel I'm justified in the rage that I've been feeling. Um, and I'm just trying my best. And, and I'm like, usually I'm not, I haven't been nervous about singing in a long time. Like, I don't mind getting out in public and just like filming. And I don't care if I look ridiculous or whatever to other people. Like, I've gotten past that. It's just dealing with people, like, people walking in the frame and, or whatever. And there's some positive people, which I'm grateful for. But sometimes, and I don't know, the thing for me is like I'm an artist and I enjoy creating, and it's like the joy of my life is to make art and to sing and to put looks together with fashion and tell a story through my artistry and to be in spaces where it might not be received or be attacked for it as like fucking infuriating and exhausting, and it's like I know, like and I think I might have said this on the previous live stream, just thinking, yeah, the last live stream, just thinking about like historically, like especially during like the segregation and even before then, just what Black folks have had to deal with, and even artists that may have performed for like white audiences, Black folks I'm speaking of, performing for white audiences, still having to deal with racism and being attacked, even though we're the entertainment. I know that that's not new. I know that's not a new experience. Um, you know, but it's still taxing to the soul when all you want to do is just share your gift and, be in spaces where you're safe and you're around people who appreciate it. And, um, and I'm like, I can deal with it when it's not that, but it's tiring. It's fucking exhausting. And like I said, like my art is the thing that I love to do. And I hate to have to be on guard when I'm creating. Like I wish I could just do my thing and be great and not have to think about like, like I want to be like in creative mode and like thinking of how can my art positively impact the planet, but also I have to be on guard as I'm making the art. And I have to like be protective of that art because who knows, like people might copy your fucking ideas and steal it and make millions. Like literally the other day I was out here and I was filming, and then the next day I come out here and somebody else is out here basically filming in the same spot that I was filming. And I mean, I get it, it's a public area and people are taking pictures and stuff, but it's like literally like the same, it was like the reverse of the angle that I was filming in. And it's just like, you know, when is it enough? You know, when When does it get to a point where it's like, haven't y'all taken enough from me? You know? And in some instances, it's like I already started out with nothing, as it pertains to like a genuine support system, you know, like a mom that actually like is there to love and care for you and nurture you and teach you and guide you and protect you and stand up for you. And you know, and I did want to say like put out a message on Mother's Day, just like a very general one to the mothers of the world, because I do think not only mothers but women are so important, especially mothers, because you bring life onto the planet, and I think they should be celebrated and honored. I just didn't feel that connection to do so. I wanted to, but I mainly like was focused on my art, and I think that was like a good distraction for me to take my mind away from like my own situation when it comes to like motherhood. Um, and then like, and just like even thoughts of like being a mom one day. I'm like, on this planet with these people and me dealing with the things that I'm dealing with, like why would I want to bring a child into a world like this? These people are fucking awful. And my children would deserve better than anything this planet has to offer. And I know life is what you make it, and it's not all that bad. And, there are positive people, and, and I know all the like the positive ways to flip the situation and look at it. But like just like I don't know. Like I would have to do so much work on my own nervous system and like PTSD and just like my soul and my spirit before I could even think about like being a mom or like bringing life into this world, and like how and with who, you know, and like do I even want to do that, because I'm just now getting to a point where I'm like focused on like building my dreams, and it's not even like I don't know how to word this. Like it's not that I gave up on the art. I was just going to do the art anyway because it's the one thing that brings me joy. But I know that my path isn't going to be the same as anybody else's path. I know my journey is going to be completely different than anybody else in the creative industry. And I kind of already settled with the idea that I might not have the same like success or mainstream success as other artists as like I've always wanted when I was a kid growing up, listening to my favorite artists and wanting to be like them. And I'm okay with that. But I'm in a space now where it's like, okay, this is the one thing that I know I can lean on that can bring me income in this particular moment as I'm like on the road traveling and just trying to like just go for it. um my main thing was just like seeing the world and being in new environments and hopefully finding like safer spaces. And now my music is kind of like the thing that's helping me survive, so like I guess that's a plus. But I forgot my point. Well, my main thing is just like it's not that I gave up on music, my expectations of music changed versus what I dreamed of when I was younger. However, as oddly enough, this whole feeling and situation of like being overwhelmed because of my situation put me in a space where I had to rely on my music to work out so I can like, get some extra money to like feed myself and travel and all these things. So I don't know, it's an interesting like paradox of a situation to be in. But yeah, that's just kind of like how I was feeling. And I don't know, I just wanted to like share that because who else would I share it with, you know? And yeah, well, I'm just gonna like take a moment to myself and then, just finish figuring out what I'm doing. So there's that. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I hope everyone else is having a good day and all is well. Much love.